Hi everyone, another zero waste update. We've been on our zero waste journey for a little over a month now, trying to use less and less and find little kind of hacks to not use plastic or even paper if we can avoid it. And as frequent travelers, we especially noticed on our last trip, it's really difficult sometimes when you're on the go to drink water, because often you can't drink from the tap, to get street food because they're always giving it to you in a bag, and it's not always possible to carry around a Tupperware box because they take up a lot of space. So we went on Taobao and we spent $26 about on all of this Tupperware. Maybe not the brand Tupperware, but let me show you how these things work. We're going to bring several of these on our next trip. Let's say you're on the airplane and you ever notice that they give you a different cup every single time they give you water or a drink or anything like that. This little guy looks like it takes up a lot of space, but all of these things can collapse to a very small size. It even has a lid on it, and it's got this little ring here so you can attach many of them to a backpack, and it's fantastic. So far, we're taking up about this much space in our backpack just for drinks. Each of us is also going to take one of these. It's a very large container to put any kind of food in. It's 1,200 milliliters, so a little over a liter. You can fit whatever you want in here. Any kind of street food or whatever you want to take on your trip, and there you go. So far, we've used, a moment. There we go. That's about all. That's all the space we're taking up so far. And it's really not necessary to have much more than this, but we're going to take one more with us. This one is really cool because it has two compartments, so you can take two different meals, or maybe a sauce in one and rice in the other, something like that. And on this side, you can see that there's even a little fork that attaches to the top, a fork and a spoon, actually. If we open this one up, yeah, you can see two compartments. This one also collapses. You can also even, if you want, if you're only eating out of one of them, you can collapse one at a time and only have one open. So you can use one and have the other one not taking up any space. So this is, I would say, less than a kilogram for all of this. And it's 2 cups, 2 containers, and one more bigger container. And we can take this on our trip and we never have to worry about it. We can use these for street food, we can use these for drinking water at the airport, drinking anything on the plane, and we aren't going to waste a single plastic bag or container. Another really cool thing is that these cups and the containers apparently can withstand temperatures between negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 446 degrees Fahrenheit. That is negative 40 degrees Celsius and 230 degrees Celsius. So these can get really hot and really cold. So perfect for our trip to Harbin, where it's going to be super cold, and to Bali, where it's going to be super hot. Zero waste traveling. It's a little bit difficult in the fisheye camera to see how big these are, so here's a typical Metro card, same size as any credit card, and up against this, it's about 2.5 times the size of that. I would say around 20 centimeters long. And then when we open it up, it's about the height of the card. And then when we put all of these things together, this is what you're looking at. Here's the card, this way, and this way. So it looks really big in front of me like this, but it's really not. Like I said, less than a kilogram. It's definitely worth carrying around. Altogether, you're looking at about 4 liters of things you can carry with you. Well, of course, when they're all filled up, if you're carrying that around you, it'll be heavy, but this is just for eating on the go and then rinsing it out and collapsing it and putting it back in your bag. You're not going to be carrying these all around full of food unless you really need to. Another thing to note is this is great even at home. It doesn't necessarily have to be only for traveling. We live in China and we have a tiny kitchen where storing Tupperware has been one of my biggest annoyances, because when you're not using it, it takes up so much space. Like, look at this tower of Tupperware right here. And then with these, you can just, and there you go. Everything's collapsed into less than half the height.